Hello and welcome to a new episode of The Real Movie Critics, real reviews by real fans. I am your humble host, the Josh Zodiac, and with me as always, the creator of the Repeat Movie Viewer page and the Psycho Nerd podcast, none other than the Psycho Nerd, who apparently is going off of 4 hours sleep, so he is dedicated.
Yeah, very dedicated. This is how much I love movies.
And of course, my hetero life mate, my brother from another mother, all the cool things he says about me, I'm giving him in return. None other than Lord Scubacabra.
What is up, motherfuckers? I'm so tired.
Yeah. We all have shit going on.
I feel your pain, Psycho. I feel your pain. And, you know, Zodiac's a dickbag and is making us do this.
Wow.
And we're both tired. But you know what?
Wow.
It's not like I worked a 12-hour shift last night.
Oh, bragger.
No,
I didn't go into the night job. You know, whatever.
No,
you only got 4 hours of
shift
sleep.
at all.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I didn't work a 12-hour shift and did 4 hours of sleep afterwards.
Wow.
You know, that didn't happen at all.
Yeah. Yep.
That's the cool thing about when we're done recording, I'm going to take a nap. Because I can. Anyway, we are moving away from the Halloween because October is coming to an end. It was a fairly educational couple of weeks with The Devil's Rejects, Terrifier 2, and Trick or Treat. But we're moving into the Thanksgiving movies, and we actually talked about a couple, but the one that we agreed on is the John Hughes classic Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, which was premiered on November 25th, 1987, directed by John Hughes. I discovered something about this movie that I was talking to Scooby the other day, and he's like, I need to watch this movie. I'm like, dude, we'll fill in the blanks when you get in here. And then he dropped the bombshell. He dropped the ultimate bombshell. He's never seen the movie.
Hold on. I did say that. But in watching the movie, I remember watching it. It's just been an extremely long time to the point where I couldn't remember really much about the movie. But then once I started watching, I was like, oh, I remember this. But I want to say the last time I saw this, I had to have been like maybe 11 or 12.
Yeah.
It was 11. And I remember the last time I watched it was right before my parents separated during the Thanksgiving holiday. Maybe that's why I blocked it out. Maybe that's why. Wow, I just had a revelation. Maybe that's why I locked it out. Yeah.
And I offer these services for free, ladies and gentlemen. But I poke at Scuba for saying he's never seen it before. But somebody in this room has never seen this movie before.
And that's you.
That is me.
As it is with most of these movies that we review on this podcast.
I know you're kidding me right now, dude.
I am not. I've seen clips, but I've never seen it from beginning to end.
How did you grow up in our household?
We never watched that movie.
I mean, Mom showed it to us at least once. I didn't really get into watching the movie until about 10 years ago, to be fair. I knew about the movie.
I knew it existed. I mean, I'm a John Hughes fan the same as everybody else in here is. I just never seen it before, and we'll get to that later. But this particular, I'm this big movie fan. I've never seen Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Who the fuck do you think you are?
Well, like I said, I mean, I remember watching it when I was younger. I know Mom showed it to me at some point, but only within the last 10 years am I getting into the tradition of watching it on a yearly basis. So.
Yeah. A movie stars Steve Martin as Neil Page, who's a bit uptight. And then you got the lovable John Candy as Neil Griffith, who you can't help but feel bad for the guy there towards the end of the movie. A shitload of cameos in this movie, starting with Kevin Bacon as the other taxi getter who was also filming. They were filming both Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and She's Having a Baby at the same time.
They had already filmed She's Having a Baby.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's actually playing on the TV.
It's actually playing on the TV when they're talking on the phone. The wife's. That's what the wife's watching.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
Pretty
fair enough.
Funny.
Yeah, Dylan Baker, who we just saw in Trick or Treat as Dylan, that redneck, Larry Hankin as who you would know from Billy Madison, and he was the creepy old dude from Friends as well.
He was also in Home Alone as the cop eating the donut, and if I'm not mistaken, he was the dog catcher in Annie. Look that one up.
Damn.
Yeah,
I have to look that one up. You got good old Ben Stein as the Wichita airport rep, telling everybody their flights are canceled. Michael McKean as a state trooper. The adorable Edie McClurg as the car rental agent, who is in probably one of the most famous scenes in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
We had Matthew Lawrence as Little Neil. Little Joey Lawrence's brother is in this movie with that fucking crazy bowl cut.
I think we all. Well, I know I had that haircut. I know
he did. I know he did.
I was too young to do anything about it.
We have Lyman Wars in an uncredited role as the other marketing guy there with Steve Martin's character, who also was the father in Ferris Bueller. And then the one that really caught my attention, it's Olivia Burnett as Marty Page. And those who are fans of the show Quantum Leap will know that was his sister, who ended up hooking up with a guy named Chuck, which, by the way, you never date a dude named Chuck unless he's Charlie Brown, because you know what you're in for. Just throwing that out there.
She was in 2 different Quantum Leap episodes, correct?
Oh, really? Oh.
Yes. Remember the first episode where Sam played a woman, went into a woman's.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she was the little girl.
Okay, fair.
So go figure on that.
Now, before we talk about the movie, I looked up a couple of fun facts. The word fuck was dropped 19 times, and it was all in the same fucking scene.
Steve Martin, dude, during that scene, I was laughing my ass off. I completely, because you see Steve Martin as just this wholesome, he's in all these family films, you know what I mean? And so, granted, this is one of those types of films. This is more of like a buddy. This is a buddy journey movie. This is, they're going cross country, and by just happenstance, you know what I mean? Even though it was supposed to be a 45-minute flight, it turned into this whole ordeal.
Which is funny, because if you really listen, when the wife is watching TV at one point, they say on the TV that the flights are actually going through, that they're actually starting. If they had just waited at the airport,
like another hour,
they just relaxed, they would have gotten home a lot quicker. But we would have a movie then. So go figure.
And because of those 19 fucks that Steve Martin gave us in this movie would have been easily a PG or even a PG-13 movie. Originally, the 2 actors that were tasked, or they wanted to be in this movie, were Tom Hanks and John Travolta. That would have been interesting, but I feel like the casting they did for this movie was spot on accurate.
It was perfect, man. You cannot replace John Candy in this movie. You cannot replace Steve Martin with anybody in this movie. Maybe it's just a nostalgia thing, but I think anybody else in these roles would not have worked to the caliber that these two. John Travolta isn't a comedic actor.
No, not even.
You know what I mean? And I feel like the fact that you had, at the time, 2 of the biggest comedic actors in the same movie, and fucking, I was telling Mel when we were watching it, I don't ever remember a time where Steve Martin didn't have white hair. I've never seen Steve Martin without white hair. My entire lifetime, Steve Martin's had white hair.
His high school graduation photo, he has dark hair. It was just hilarious. But
that was the last time he had dark hair.
Yeah, like the 70s probably. So, yeah, I've always known him with white hair as well. And it's funny because Steve Martin plays a similar character to this guy in Parenthood, kind of uptight, kind of a neat freak kind of guy, kind of the same character, but same different situation.
Well, I mean, and in that same aspect, John Candy plays kind of the same character in Home Alone.
Yeah,
kind of, sort of, yeah.
Which is actually this character in this movie is directly, it's supposed to be a tribute to his character in this movie. The character he plays in Home Alone, the Poker King, I forget his name.
And it was all improv, too, in that particular role. He just improv'd everything. The house they used for the Neils home is in the same neighborhood that the McAllister's home in Home Alone was in.
Dude, very similar.
It looks like the same damn house.
Yeah. Well, it's not it's not a secret that John Hughes is a lover of Chicago. He's from that area, and I totally get it.
Chicago.
I lived in Chicago for years, some change. It's fucking great up there. If you get past the crime, it's not that bad, Well, Dylan spitting at Neil during the shaking of his hand was improvised by Dylan Baker to elicit a response from Steve Martin, as Neil was a neat freak. I thought that was a nice little tidbit of information. And lastly, both John Candy and Steve Martin have both said on different occasions that this is one of their favorite movies that they ever made. And you could see it. The chemistry, we'll start with the review here. The chemistry between these two, almost instantaneous. Like they'd known each other forever. Granted, Steve Martin was a comedian back in the 70s and in the 80s, of course, doing The Jerk and all those other movies that he did. And of course, John Candy being on Second City TV, which is based in Chicago, might I add. Just you would have thought they would have worked with each other for a very long time. I think this is one of the first times they ever actually worked together, if not the only time they worked together.
That I can remember, it might be the only time, yeah.
Yeah, so they
Candy died only so many years later. So
they definitely had a really nice chemistry, and the movie pretty much starts with Steve Martin is a marketing executive. He's trying to pitch this marketing deal to some high executive in New York somewhere. And the dude, there's like no dialogue for like the first 5 minutes of this movie. Like this dude is just looking at this thing. He looks at the crowd, takes off his glasses, and he's like, and then and Steve Martin's like, I gotta go. And then finally the meeting is over, and he's like, man, it took him 4 hours to look at this and tell us he'll get back to us after the holiday. Like wasted time. And Steve Martin's like, I gotta get a cab to get to the airport so I can get the fuck out of here. And his buddy goes, bro, you're not going to make it there. Take the 8 o'clock, which would have been sound advice if he accepted that. And then right before the fucking elevator closes, his buddy goes, you'll never make it to the 6 o'clock flight. And then I'm like, dude, why would you put that out there? Totally jinxed him. And then begins this you got Kevin Bacon and him fighting for a cab. You got Steve Martin begging a dude, I'll give you $50 for the cab. Meanwhile, Dell takes the cab, and then Steve Martin chases him down and scares the living piss out of him. Excuse me. And then the chance meeting, they're in the same terminal. They're both going to Chicago. And I know you from somewhere. Oh yeah, you tried to steal my cab. Oh my God, I don't know what you're talking about. And then you have no one to blame but Steve Martin for that, because he's the one that initiated the freaking conversation. Yeah. If he had just let well enough be, nothing would have happened. This movie kind of reminded me, and Psycho will understand this, it kind of reminds me of Midnight Run. Two men trying to get to somewhere, but they really don't want to be with each other.
Yeah.
It's very Midnight Run like, except we don't get we get the 19 F-bombs.
Yeah, but nowhere near what Midnight Run.
Over a 2-hour period versus the 20-30 seconds we get. And I can relate to O'Hare being shut down because of snow, because it just snows like there's no fucking tomorrow out there. That lake effect snow is a bitch. I mean, just all the hijinks, they're freaking I don't know. What do y'all I have ideas here, but what do you think about this movie?
I thought it was a good, solid flick, man. It's definitely one that I feel needs to be watched around like Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? Like this is definitely one that you could throw on during the holiday, and it gets you in the mood for the holiday. You know what I mean? I did find Dale absolutely annoying at first, but he kind of grew on me. Watching their relationship kind of bud from this, just him being this annoyance, to them actually needing each other. And then Dale finally getting his moment to rescue, to save the day and say, hey, I got a car. But then you find out the only reason he got a car is because he fucking had his credit card.
Yep.
And, he's laughing at Dale, Steve Martin's character, I forget his name. Neil's laughing at Dale, saying, ha, you finally got your comeuppance, whatever, the car's on fire. And he's like, well, I got a car. And then you find out the only reason he got a car is because he fucking had his credit card. Yep. And you know, he's laughing at Dale, saying, ha, you finally got your comeuppance, whatever, the car's on fire. And he's like, well, Yeah, I used your credit card. Dude, I was like, wow. Holy shit. But
it was a Diners Club card too, freaking high roller.
And I feel like we could have either watched, we went with this. The other option was Dutch.
Yeah, same thing.
It's very similar plot points.
Yeah.
To the films. Granted, they're completely different.
But
both are road trips. Both are trying to get home before the holiday.
Yep.
One person's more annoying than the other.
Yep.
And I just feel like the biggest part of this movie that just, I feel like changes the complete way of the way you look at the movie is when you find out that Dale is a widower.
Yeah, that, and there were little subtle hints along the way.
There were.
If you had picked, I hadn't been home in years. I'm like, damn, I didn't know shower curtain rings were that fucking important in the world. But
then he tries to play it off after he says it too. He's like, really?
Yeah, he knew he fucked up.
It's just a saying I say,
yeah. The fact that he had her picture he put on, which is, I mean, anybody who travels would probably have a picture, at least back then anyway. And
now it's different. Everybody's got everything on their phone.
Yeah, exactly. But that little nugget of information when Neil figures it out and then he goes right back, like, why are you here? She died 8 years ago, and his heart melts. I'm like,
you see, his reaction, Steve Martin's reaction, like, I guarantee you, he feels like the biggest asshole on the planet after everything they went through. He didn't know. He didn't. But it's the realization of everything that they've gone through. Like, oh my god, dude, she's been dead the whole time.
And not only that, but it kind of gives clearance to the fact that why he snatched on to Neil the way he did. He just wanted some companionship. He just wanted someone to interact and I get that. I've been up here in Idaho by myself for over a year, and I don't really know anybody except for my roommates, and I don't want to party with them because they're fucking drunks. But I say that lowly because they tend to.
Yeah, we want people to hear it. Yeah.
Well, what I'm saying is,
God forbid they watch the fucking show.
They don't.
Oh, but this won't be out until closer to Thanksgiving time anyway, exactly. So you'll be gone. Fuck them.
Yeah, see, who gives a shit?
Yeah. The scene that everybody talks about in this movie is Neil he's got a rental car. He gets dropped off by the shuttle. He's walking out there with his paperwork and everything. V5. And there's nothing. No car. And he's like, so he has to trek all the way back to the airport, which is a good
100 acres.
100 acres, yeah. He walks a bit. And he's covered in mud. He looks like his fucking tie is just gone. He's got the attitude. And then he gets up to the freaking counter and
May I?
Yeah.
You can start by wiping that fucking dumbass smile off your rosy fucking cheeks. And then you can give me a fucking automobile, a fucking Datsun, a fucking Toyota, a fucking Mustang, a fucking this. Yeah, he goes off on her. But here's the thing about that scene that I just noticed watching it yesterday. She was on the phone, jabber-jawing about Thanksgiving while she's got 5 people in line.
Yep.
Waiting for her to get off this phone. And he was already on the,
he was already on the edge.
He's already on the edge as it is, but I guarantee you that did not help the cause at all.
Well, there's nothing more annoying than going to, and even nowadays especially, you go to a restaurant or you go somewhere to be helped and the fucker is on their phone, not even paying attention, and then you say, excuse me, and
it happens, dude. It happens so much.
It really does.
Like, so much it happens. I don't know. I hate it when people are on their phones and lines and stuff. Like, it's a nuisance, or it's an annoyance.
It really is. One of the other scenes that I liked is when freaking Dell gets his fucking coat stuck in the latches on the chair. They get off the road. They get back on the road, but they're going the wrong fucking way, and they don't.
Oh God, yes,
going the right way. Like, yeah, and John Kennedy's like, yeah, whatever. You're drinking, and then there's these 2 big ass semis that come right through them, and they go right in between them, and they're both and they're both skeletons at one point, and then freaking Neil looks over at Dell and he's the fucking devil.
So random. So
yeah,
fucking
this is
random.
That, oh my God, this dude is the devil. He's been sent here to kill me. Holy fuck. And then, of course, he's smoking a cigarette and throws the butt out and it goes in the back seat. It goes back to work. Oh, yeah, I use your credit card, but I put it back in your wallet, which is in the glove compartment, and the car is on fucking fire.
I mean, and he told him, he said, don't let me forget my wallet.
Yeah, he did.
Remind me that it's in the glove box. Well, he reminded you.
And then they go to the motel to pay for it, and he pulls out the burnt. Oh, here's a Diners Club. Here's a music, and they're all burnt to a crisp. Like, not credit cards, sir.
Oh, by the way, the guy that owned that motel, or the guy that was running the counter, that was the lawyer from Jurassic Park.
Oh yeah.
The one that gets eaten. Oh yeah, I know.
The one that gets eaten on the toilet.
I don't like that movie, so yeah.
Have you ever seen it?
I have. In theaters.
There was another cameo to the redneck. Did you talk about that? I might have.
Dylan? Yeah, Dylan, yeah.
Okay.
Or what about the truck driver? Did you catch the truck driver? At the very end of the movie when they're going to go home.
Fuck.
Truck driver. It's such a quick part, but I don't know if you recognized him or not.
Was it Large Marge?
No, Large Marge sent you. No.
I didn't catch that one.
Okay. He was actually a member in Ace Ventura, the chubby guy, Roger Redactor.
Oh yeah. That's right.
It was so quick. Yeah. It was so quick. But if you don't pay attention, you would miss it.
Wow.
And I know he's done other stuff too, but that's like the main thing I remember him from.
Wow. See, this is why this is the best movie review podcast to listen to, because the nuggets of information that we have are priceless. But yeah, like I said, I'd never seen it before. I'd seen clips. I remember I turned it off. I waited. I'm like, I don't know why, but I let the credits roll. I was playing on my phone. Never in a million years would I have thought there's a post-credit scene at the end of a John Hughes movie, but there is. And it's the fucking dude in New York, and he's got a turkey, a plate full of fucking Thanksgiving food, and he's still for the whole fucking time. Holy crap!
Now here's a tidbit that you may not know. I don't know if either. This movie could have been 4 hours long.
Holy fuck!
The original cut of the film was 4 fucking hours long.
Wow, that's a lot of extra content.
Deleted scenes, a lot of John Candy's improvised lines.
Yeah.
And all of the extended scenes and everything, they do exist. They are in the Paramount Vault. I was going to say on the 4K edition that came out in 2022, added 75 minutes of deleted stuff.
Crazy. That is insane.
Fuck.
Yeah.
How much more shit could they go through? Fuck.
Well, you know what, though? There's a lot that does feel rushed. There's a lot of things that I feel like the end when we find out that his wife's been dead for so long.
Yeah.
That feels kind of rushed because he just talks about it briefly and then they're walking down the street carrying the suitcase.
True.
So there's got to be a lot of exposition that's missing. But I mean, it works. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's a bad cut.
Yeah.
But it just feels like it's rushed. It feels like that point should have been where we should have been brought to tears. John Candy had the opportunity to bring us to tears in that scene. With everything that we went through in this movie, as heartfelt as that scene is, I feel if it exists, I don't know that it does, but if there is some, of him ad-libbing stuff there, if it does exist and it's more emotional than what we get, that's what I want to see. And if not, that's what they should have recorded. They should have let him just go off the rails with the biggest sob story and heartfelt story that we've heard. Because even at that point, like I said, he goes from being this just obnoxious character the entire movie, who you can't help but love. Regardless, he's supposed to be the obnoxious character. It's John Candy. Yeah, everybody loves John Candy. I don't care what role he's in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hold on. Are you talking about this movie or are you talking about The Way We Became Friends? Because this sounds very similar.
Yeah,
and with all that emotional aspect of that, I've always felt after watching it the last few years that the ending is a little bittersweet.
Yeah.
When he gets there and he's seeing the family, Dell, you see the look on his face. It's like he's happy that he got him home, but at the same time, you could tell he feels very lonely at that point in time. And it brings back to memory me watching this with Mom years ago. And he will contest to this. Mom was a very emotional person, especially when it came to like movies and television. Oh, yeah. And I distinctly remember Mom was bawling after watching this movie, and I asked her, "What's wrong?" I mean, it's a happy ending. He got him home. What's wrong? And she just was like, "He's still so alone." And I was like,
"Yeah,
I did not understand that when I was a kid. It went right over my head. But as an adult watching it now,
oh yeah, of course.
I totally get it now. Totally get it.
You talk about emotional scenes. The one that damn near brought me to tears was when Steve Martin, he's trying to leave. You know, they're in Wichita. He's trying to leave, and Neil just goes off on Dell. And then Dell's sister from in and goes, "You know, you're right. I do talk too much. I also listen too much." And he gives that fucking little speech that he gives. And I'm like, bro.
I like me. My wife likes me. My customers like me. And I'm not changed for anyone. You get what you get. I'm a genuine article.
He just fucking puts everything out on Front Street. And I'm like, dude. Neil, you are Neil's a dick. Let's be 100% real. Neil is a fucking asshole up until the very end of the movie. But I get it.
He was trying so hard to get home. That's all it is.
Yeah. And I get that. I mean, I've been through that too, where I'm trying to get somewhere in a hurry and everything kind of gets in the way. I totally understand that, but don't take it on the person with you. You know what I mean?
Well, and that's exactly what it is. It's the fact that he's so damn angry about everything that's going on. Nothing has gone right since he left his work, that he took it out on him. He had no other way to release his anger, so he just exploded on him. Because even when he's sitting there going like, "Oh man, you spill beer, you smoke," it's like he's looking for things to complain about.
Yeah, he really was.
You know what I mean? He really was. He was reaching to the nth degree.
If you're that angry, go in the bathroom and jerk off, man. Just release that fucking tension. You know what I mean? It's that simple. Yeah. This movie had a budget of $15 million, which for what, 87? It's not a lot compared to now. Seems like every movie now, if it's not a budget of 15 million, it's a fucking failure. Worldwide box office earnings were 49 million, which it tripled its money, which makes it a hit. You know, and I feel like that number is low, but then again, people want to see the action. People don't want to see comedy and movies that make you think like, "Oh my God, I can't believe this dude's wife's been dead for 8 fucking years and he's been traveling the whole time." Granted, all that traveling, he would have connections with different people, and what makes that very feasible to me.
Well,
here's the thing. Here's the thing. That I realized, these people, they're not just connections that he made. It's a family that he's built for himself on the road. And that's why they help him the way that they do. So yes, I get that he you know, there's that realization that, oh, he's still lonely. But is he really? Because he's living his life out on the road. He's doing what he wants to do. He's living his life the way he wants to. And granted, yes, the holidays may be a little harder because he doesn't have a real family. Yeah. But think of all of the people that we come across that he knew, that helped him out, that did favors for him, that was his family. The road was his family. Everybody that he's met, he has this huge effect on these people. And granted, they're not Neil's kind of people.
No.
But it's a family for Dale nonetheless.
It's a way to look at it.
Yeah, I agree with that. You know, he made his own little family, and I see nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing at all.
It's not like he's out. He's not like he's out boozing it up and being a total drunk and doing drugs. He's not doing any of that. He's just living life, and he's just a big happy guy. And although I did not like John Candy with the stash. That was the only thing about them. Like, no, never do that again.
I didn't mind it. I
didn't like it. And his hair is not really curly, so I guess they had to perm his hair for that role, which it makes sense, do it. But I'm just like, no.
I mean, he was practically bald in Summer Rental, so
I want Uncle Buck. I want Uncle Buck is what I want.
Okay, can we all agree? Can we all agree that Uncle Buck is probably our favorite John Candy role of all time?
I have to disagree.
Really?
My favorite.
Bart. Barf, right?
I love Barf, but no, still no.
Okay, this is a good question. Who is your favorite John Candy role?
It's not my favorite John Candy role. It's my favorite John Candy movie.
Okay.
And maybe it's just the nostalgia of it, but Great Outdoors.
Shit.
The Great Outdoors, when I think John Candy, that is the first place my mind goes.
Yep, true.
That is, and I don't know why. I don't know. And I feel like that movie is what gives me the appeal of living in a small town surrounded by forests and mountains. Like that's where I want to live. I want to live in the town from the Great Outdoors.
And not just that, but I had that really cute brunette with the curly hair, Kimmy. God, I had the biggest crush on her in the 80s, man. She was so cute.
That's a funny ass movie all around. Seriously.
It really is.
And Dan Aykroyd in that role, I mean,
such a prick.
Roman is such a prick, which is such a huge, you know what I mean? Because for me, Dan Aykroyd, first thing I think about, Ghostbusters.
Of course, naturally.
So seeing him in Ghostbusters, but then watching him as a prick in this, it's like, dude, what the hell? Like, it's
normally Aykroyd would play these nerdy type smart characters. We saw that in Spies Like Us. We saw it in Ghostbusters. It was rare that you would see him play off the cuff like that, and he does it so well. And it's another great John Hughes movie. Psycho, what would be your favorite John Candy movie?
See, I don't know. I mean, I know I said before Uncle Buck probably the favorite, but when I think of him, there's like 3 different movies that always come to mind. He mentioned one. Great Outdoors is one of those that we saw a lot growing up. There's that one. There's Uncle Buck, and then there's Spaceballs. Because I mean, I'm sorry, he was a great addition to that role, and he's going to be sorely missed in the sequel that's being made right now.
I feel that they're gonna give him a great send off though.
I hope they do.
I had heard a rumor that his son is playing Barf's offspring. I don't know how true that is.
I thought that's who Josh Gad was gonna play.
That's what I thought. Yeah. So
but they brought back Tim Ross, who played the dude with the fucking pick going, "We ain't found shit." They brought him back.
Yeah. What the hell?
So I'm like, well, you find anything? We still ain't found shit, or something. I quote
that line nearly every fucking day when we're playing Phasmophobia.
My son loves that line. He loves it to death. Seriously.
Oh, you fool! We're following orders. We're told to comb it, so we're combing it. Find anything yet?
There's so many funny moments in that scene alone.
Oh, it's definitely not. It's not at the. We went on a total off the path here. But I will say Spaceballs is great, but it's nowhere near as good as Young Frankenstein or Blazing Saddles. It's there, but it's not.
It's on par with.
Oh my god,
they are on par with each other, dude. In my opinion,
Damien, when he was little, I made the mistake. Fuck no, it wasn't a mistake. I let him watch Blazing Saddles.
Ooh,
he was like,
we saw that early too.
He was like 4. He was like 4 or 5 when he watched it. Yeah, no. So his favorite line to yell in the middle of fucking HEB.
Oh no,
Dad, where the white women at? Dad, Damien, shut the fuck up. Every time, dude, we'd be in Walmart or HEB. He'd be like, Dad, and I'm like, don't you fucking do it. Dad, don't you fucking where the white women at?
At least it's that line and not some of the other colorful.
No.
The sheriff is a nip barrel.
What did he say? The sheriff is there.
No,
never go. The sheriff is a nip barrel. I do remember watching that one day. I'm like, Mom, what is that word? I'm not going to say it. And I actually said it. I was like 7. I'm like, what is that N word? And she's like, we don't say that word. Okay. And then I never did.
Why is it in the movie? I don't
know. Yeah, I know. You could not make that movie today.
The white people in the movie get to say it.
Yeah, I know, right? We're white people. Yeah, we live in the wrong neighborhood to be doing that. Shut the fuck up.
Well, it makes me wonder how many people actually know that Richard Pryor helped write that movie. So
I don't think a lot. I mean, well, maybe back then a lot of people knew, but
nowadays probably not.
Yeah.
People don't know their history like they used to. So,
well, that's why we're here. We're here to remind people of everything.
We're here to educate and entertain.
You're welcome. You're welcome out there.
You're welcome.
I think the word you want to say are thank you. Rotten Tomatoes scores, and again, this is another one where the critic review is higher than the fan, which is shocking to me. The tomato meter by the critics is 93%, solid score. But the popcorn meter by the fans is 87%. I feel like that's kind of low.
Low? 87?
I mean, compared to the critics.
Good score.
Yeah, I thought it'd be in the 90s when I looked it up. I'm like, that's kind of low. But that being said, we don't give a fuck about what Rotten Tomatoes has to say, despite me putting it in the fucking show. I want to know what you fuckers think. So we'll start with Mr. Scubacabra for a change. What do you rate this movie? That's a 5 off the back. Okay, right off the back. Any explanation as to why, or are you just gonna say 5?
Dude, like I said, I love John Candy. I love Steve Martin, and you put them together in a movie where they are complete opposites and are forcefully having to travel together to try to get home. I mean, it's the perfect Thanksgiving movie. It is just it's perfection. I just think it's right there with me with National Lampoons, which Christmas Vacation is my go-to. It's my go-to Christmas movie. This movie's just in that same vein. So I love it.
And it's funny because the original Vacation was written by John Hughes. So it all comes full circle. So
which had John Candy.
Oh, that's right. He was in that movie. He played the fucking security guard in Waterworld.
Yeah.
Who should have told you?
All right, Psycho, what is your review of this movie?
I think I'm going to give it a 4.5. I do enjoy this movie.
You're not going to give it a 5?
Hold on. I do enjoy this movie. Like I said, I've only seen it throughout the last so many, 10 years or so. It gets better every time I see it. But here's the thing. This is a comedy that, for whatever reason, it doesn't really make me laugh as much as it just gives me an emotional connection, so to speak. Like, if you compare this to other films that he's done, I laugh a lot more. And we talk about Thanksgiving movies. If I had to compare this one with Dutch, I laugh my ass off when I'm watching Dutch every single time. When I watch this movie, I get laughs. I do get into it. But I feel like the lack of me laughing kind of takes it down just a peg, but only so much. But it is a very emotionally driven movie, and that's
so 4.5.
The ending, 4.5. The ending can be a little hard to watch sometimes, just because of what we were talking about before. So,
I just got a text from Steve Martin about your review.
That's you were gonna have a soundbite
now, which is fitting because it's from the 80s as well. Actually, the 70s, but.
Tomato.
Now, again, I'd never seen this from start to finish. I'd seen clips over the years, but never from beginning to end. That being said, I regret not watching this movie sooner because this is such a great. It seems like and this is just talking about the 80s in general. Some of the greatest movies that we've ever seen came out of that decade.
Yep.
Comedy, action, whatever. Some of the greatest flicks came out of that decade, and this is no exception. This is a well-written movie. Granted, from what Scuba said earlier, it was almost a 4-hour fucking movie. I'm like, this ain't Avengers Endgame. I ain't trying to sit through this shit. But, I guess I can see where the pacing was off, but it really doesn't affect the movie a whole lot to where it makes you not want to watch it again and again. It's not a movie you watch all the time. It's more of like, I'm going to watch it on Thanksgiving, just like Home Alone or even Gremlins.
Hey, so I don't know if you can see that right there on screen. It says Tara Strong. You know who Tara Strong is?
Yeah, she's the voice of Harley Quinn, isn't she?
Yeah, she is. Yes, she played Harley Quinn in Arkham. So I hate to do this to you boys, but I got to hop off because I have a meeting with Tara Strong and Tom Kenny, voice of SpongeBob.
You said at 1:00, right?
I just got the message. She said, "Take your time."
I give it a 5.
Yeah.
I give it a 5. So
with 5,
promote your shit, Scuba.
Wait. Did we do the tally, the score, the total?
Oh, I gave it a 5. You gave it a 5. He gave
that
it a
4. That is a 4.8.
And I really thought we'd hit a 5, but no, fucking dipshit had to fuck that up.
I don't want to hear it.
Oh, who fucked up last week's movie?
Yeah, no shit. No shit.
Hey.
Yeah. Hey, I can do that.
Hold on. I say last week's movie, but I forgot we're in the future. Who fucked up the last review?
Let's get the last review. Go back to the future.
You know what? I will say happy Thanksgiving, people. Enjoy your family. And even if you don't enjoy your family, enjoy hating your family. This is Lord Scubacabra, the host with the ghost, the prince of the paranormal, the duke of the dead, the dean of the deceased, the ghost daddy himself, and now the official crypt. Wait, what did I call myself? The crypt of cringe.
It's
there
on
you
the
go. The crypt of cringe creeper.
It's on the fucking screen, dude.
Yeah. Shut up. I can't see that shit. It's white and my shirt's white and it's blocking it out. But I'm excited.
What do you got to say? Where are the white women at?
Where the white women at?
Psycho, promote your shit real quick.
I don't know how I can follow that shit.
You can't.
Seriously. Yeah, it's like waiting for Apollo Creed's names to go out. You think you got enough names? Patience, Stallion. We're almost done. All right. Well, I am the Psycho Nerd. I have new episodes dropping over the next couple of weeks, so be on the lookout for that. I'm doing one final podcast before Halloween, talking about my how I became a horror fan. I thought that would be something fitting for my channel because it's been a long, rocky road. So you'll hear all about that. And you can find that on YouTube. Just search the Psycho Nerd Podcast or the Repeat Movie Viewer, my YouTube channel.
I'm sorry, you lost me at Rocky Road.
Shut up.
Rocky
Road. That's a whole nother fucking.
They're still, they're talking about doing a sequel, right?
They
already
started working on it.
That's what I mean.
It's in pre-production.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So that's pretty cool.
And they reached out to everybody except Corey Feldman.
Ooh,
why? Shit.
No clue. They asked him if he was reached
he was
out
a
to me,
meatball
like,
street.
nope.
Maybe they found out that he cut me off in the bathroom at Fantastic Fest last year. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe,
because that actually happened.
And again, ladies and gentlemen, I am DJ Zodiac. Make sure that not only this particular podcast, The Real Movie Viewer, The Real Movie Critics.
Don't even know the name of your own podcast.
Yeah, I can edit that out.
Hey, that's fucking copyright. You can't have that.
Shut up. The Real Movie Critics, real reviews by real fans. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow on YouTube, as well as Spotify. Still working on the Apple, unless it's up by this point. And you can also, if you like WWE, go listen to or watch the Jazz Zodiac podcast, also on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Or if you're watching, click that QR code. My finger just got cut off. Click on that. It'll take you to everything you need. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, for Lord Scubacabra and the Psycho Nerd, I am the Jazz Zodiac. I want to thank you for watching this week. And remember, ladies and gentlemen,
cereal is just cold soup.
No. Don't try to be a great man. Just be a man. Let history make its own decisions. We'll see you next time. Shut up, bitch.
May I see your rental agreement?
I threw it away.
Boy,
Oh boy, what?
you're fucked.